I'm just about finished with my scarf. I've done 2 rows of garter stitch at the end so that it matches the bottom end. And I'm going to show you now what to do for the last row, how to bind off, and what to do with the last stitch. So here we go. Going to bind off as usual. If you don't know how to bind off, you can watch my video on how to bind off. And I'm going to keep knitting until I come to the marker. And this time, instead of slipping it onto the other needle, I'm just going to knock it off and leave it there and continue binding off. Continue until I get to the next marker. And here I am. The next marker, I'm going to do the same thing, just push it off and continue binding off until I get to the last stitch. And this is what people ask me about all the time. What do I do with the last stitch? I'm going to show you. Now, I'm going to cut the thread like so, and I'm going to pull that yarn through. Pull it tight, get rid of my needle, take this marker out, and take the other marker out. I always save them because I like to use contrasting colors when I'm using markers. In other words, I wouldn't use a blue marker on a blue yarn. I wouldn't use a red marker on a red yarn, but I would use a red marker on a blue yarn, etc. So anyway, here we have this last stitch. And I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to pull it through the last stitch, and I'm going to pull it through again to make a little knot, and then I'm going to just continue pulling it through and weaving it in. It's the only time I have to weave anything in. There's nothing that I know of that you can do with the last stitch. So I just weave it in, a few stitches in, and then a few stitches back, and then I'm going to cut it off, and I am done with the scarf. There we go. The points point to different directions. When you tie that around together, you can make it work. I love this scarf. It's easy to make. It's the simple way to make a very interesting bottom and top of a scarf. So you know what to do. Social media, like me, comment, and all that stuff. And try this. Until next time, happy knitting, everyone.